to the right of our screen. Let's see if Kazma can turn a brilliant qualification into a solid start. Anupam Samoon tries to get off to an absolute flyer right the way from the back. At the front, Kazma Daniel is under pressure, but he will go into the first corner in P1, the young Malaysian. He'll chop off everybody else, and bike number 21 is also in there. That's Adananta Putra. But good for Kazma and a flyer for Anupam.
Yeah, it was. We're looking back there from Helmmy's bike to Vayu Nugroho, number 89. So that was a good launch there.
Anupam immediately has made 3 places. But it's Kazma who leads the way. 44 behind him is Karolidon Pawi. Karolidon Pawi and Kazma Daniel look like they've got off to a super start. Lovely shot over the top. When, if you're Helmy Asman, when do you think you take that longer ride through? Early?
No, I don't think he will. I think he will leave it a little bit just to get his eye in, I think, before he does it. But this is much better from Karolidon Pawi. This is the best we've seen him all weekend in this half lap or so. We've been watching him.
Championship leader Adananta Putra for Astra Honda Racing is there in P4 ahead of Vayu Nugroho. 2 Indonesians together. And behind them, Reza Danika's trying to make a move.
Yeah, that's Reza. Solid start from Adananta. He needs just to get onto the back of Helmy Asman's Honda.
These front 3 are really pulling away. Kazma is setting a torrid pace. Sector 2 time of 29.6. Only Karolidon Pawi is sticking with him. Vayu Nugroho at 29.9. The front 3 are 3/10 quicker over sector 3 than all the races behind them.
Yeah, I think Helmy's going to leave it and done a couple of laps.
Ooh,
and
Kazma.
there's a mistake from Kazma.
Forced really wide, really lost it an awful lot there. Has held on to P3 just about Kazma. He did brilliantly to hold on to it in the end.
He did. I thought he was going to lose more places than that. He's got Adananta for company now, and Vayu Nugroho. Virgin Atna coming up alongside his teammate, Reza Danica RNs. Anupam, I don't think making the progress we might have expected at this stage.
Got himself up into P12. Got McKinley Cal Paz ahead of him, and Sarafuddin Asman and Fairozi Torkatullah. But Helmy has gone into the lead. This is interesting. Oh, this is tough for Helmy. If he is in the lead and you have to take the long lap, you just see everybody disappear away from you.
Yeah, how many places will he lose from that? If he did it at the moment, he'd lose probably 5 or 6 places.
He's really going for it at the moment.
That's all he can do.
Sector 1 inside 2:14. Only Karolidon Pawi has been able to match that kind of pace through that first sector. Kazma Daniel's recovered after that nervy turn 15.
Well, that makes it more interesting. The leader has to do a long lap penalty. The leader from the start has made an error and put himself back into 3rd. That's put him within range of Adananta Putra.
Anupam still not been able to break into the top 10 yet, but this is a fearsome pace being set by Helmy. Fast in sector 3, 39.1. That's 3/10 quicker than just about everybody else. 4/10 quicker than the guys from Adananta Putra downwards.
Yeah, it's...
Anupam has a move on the inside of McKinley Cal Paz. Anupam moves up into the top 10. Reza Danica is just forced a little bit wide, tries to look for a cutback.
I think that was his own teammate doing it to him then. There comes Anupam.
Indeed, ahead of Fairozi and ahead of McKinley Cal Paz. Kazma Daniel got himself back up into P2 ahead of Karolidon Pawi. Helmy Asman, fastest lap set. He's trying to give himself every opportunity to make points, Helmy.
Absolutely the right thing to do. tactically.
Reminder, bike number 32 will have to serve a long lap. Does he go early? Does he go late? Adnan Putra and Herjan Atna for Astra Honda Racing are in the mix. This is a quality field.
Yeah, this is good from Herjan. We knew he had it in him, but it's good to see it this early in his career as a 600 rider.
You mentioned you thought Tanat was a little bit too low placed with P10. Tanat's got himself up into P6 now. That's bike number 31. That's in the group behind, but we're just looking the pace being set by Helmmy Asman. Kazma will be aware that Helmmy has got that penalty to serve.
Sorry, Kazma. His pace is good, but nobody's anywhere near Helmmy's pace at the moment. You can see it there on that shot. It's really easy to see, but he's going to have to make an executive decision very soon to come in. When he does come back, he's going to find himself probably with Tanat and Herjan and Razor.
But nonetheless, he's giving himself as much opportunity as he possibly can.
Yeah, fair play to him. He's doing everything he can.
Full focus. It's Malaysia 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Khalid Mpawi goes through into P3 as they come through. A crash. Jack Ripat is out. That must have been at the back. Kazma Daniels just posted a 2:10.2, which is the fastest lap of a 2:09.882. Actually, is the new fastest lap from Kazma Daniel.
Yeah, so Kazma maybe thinking, perhaps I can't wait, perhaps I missed something.
Half a second down on Helmmy, whose fastest lap is 2:10.0. Great to see Kazma back. Didn't like to see him struggle last season on the 1000s, but he's looked like he's got his confidence back. The Yamaha of Nugroho currently in P5 for Yamaha Racing Indonesia. Tanat, as you quite rightly say, is in P6. Anupop not been able to make the ground that you expected, that we expected, Barry Russell.
That's right. Yeah, pace being set here. The rider's all the way down to P10. That is Anupop in the 210s. And McKinley Carpaz only just outside. So Anupop's going rapidly, but so is everybody else, and that's his problem.
I'm wondering if Khalid Mpawi is holding up Adnan Putra, or whether or not he just can't get closer to Kazma in the front too. Kip's fastest time 10.5, 2:10.5. Adnan Putra 2/10 quicker than him over the lap. When do you make the move? That's where you serve the long lap, so he's going to wait until mid-race at the very least.
Yeah, it's psychologically it's so difficult because it's so good to lead the race. He wants to show us what he is capable of.
Helmmy Asman still has the lead for Idemitsu Honda Racing Malaysia. Khalid Mpawi, his teammate in P3. It's a good home circuit for the three local boys at the moment. Behind them, Adanantra Nugroho and Herjan Atna in P7. And Adanantra
yes.
Glass makes the move.
Yeah, there he comes. Just looked as though he was getting faster and Kip was getting a little bit slower. And meanwhile, just ahead of them, Kazma is getting close to Helmmy, who may well do his long lap this time around. I don't think he's going to gain anything from staying out longer.
Because he'll have no chance to actually make up the place as he loses. Accelerates into this Helmmy, approaching the midway point of this race. The question was whether he'd go early or whether he'd go mid-race. There was no mention of him leaving it until the very, very end.
Going as late as possible, yeah.
It is the long lap penalty which you serve coming into turn 14. Adnan Putra, now he's got ahead of Karolidon Pawi. Hasn't been able to pull himself away from the Malaysian. Right, long lap.
Yeah.
That's the recommendation.
Recommendation, reminder. Helmmy looks around. He knows he's got to do it. He hasn't forgotten.
So is this where he takes it? He goes wide indeed.
Yeah,
This is the long lap from Helmy Asman. So he was leading at the start of this penalty. Oh, and he can see everybody going on the inside of him. Where does he return? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Helmy Asman. It's not as bad as it might have been. In fact, he's got ahead of 46 Herjan Atna, and he will be in 6th place. Helmy Asman.
Well, he did that as well as he could have done, and he politely signalled to Kazma that he was going to do it too.
Anupab Samun has got himself up into the top 5, so there is your new race leader, Kazma Daniel.
And you know what, this is going to motivate Anupab, because they were not best friends after that incident earlier. So I think Anupab's going to try and serve a bit of cold revenge here.
He also might just try to stick onto the back wheel of Helmy Asman, because Helmy was going terrifically quick.
Yeah.
So his speed is good. There is the camera. That was bottom left of your picture just for a moment. We've got an onboard camera with Helmy Asman, and he had Anupab, well, very, very close to him. This is fun, in inverted commas.
So that long lap penalty has given us a grudge match to enjoy now. Here we go.
There is P6, Helmy Asman. He's 1.2 seconds down on Tanat ahead of him. So that will be the first target for him. Kazma Daniel, in the meantime, is posting quick laps. He still has the fastest lap.
And Kip trying to make it. Nidamitsu, Honda Malaysia Racing 1-2.
Tanat gets ahead of Wayunagroho. Right then, Anupab around the outside of Helmy Asman, and they have closed up on the riders ahead of them. It was 1.2 seconds. Let's wait until the end of the lap before we really get what the differential will be. But Helmy has dragged Anupab Samun with him. That was the corner where they had the contretemps. Kazma leads, Adnan Putra in 2 ahead of Karolidon Pawi, Tanat 4, Wayunagroho 5. Helmy has lost out to Anupab Samun. Anupab in P6 from the back of the grid. Helmy looks for the switchback, it's not on there.
Anupab's times have been quick all the way through, as you might expect.
34.0 on that last sector. But they're 1.2 seconds down. They haven't made the impact on Wayunagroho and Tanat that it looked like they were making. 4 laps to go. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, they're probably a little bit preoccupied with each other given the earlier incident. And a little bit of bad blood that's still bubbling away there.
Well, we're focusing on that. I can tell you Adnan Putra's closed a little bit closer to Kazma Daniel. The race for P1, as we focus on the race for P6, but the race for P1 is beginning to spice up a little bit as well.
Yeah, probably wants that position back, doesn't he?
Rapt attention for both of the crews.
Yeah. They can see the humour in the situation.
Anupab is there. He was forced out, didn't get a qualification time, so we'll start late on tomorrow. We've got a casualty.
That is Astra Honda's.
Is it Reza?
Reza, yeah, I think it's Reza.
Reza Danica into the gravel pit. In the meantime, I tell you what, Adnan Putra is closing in. Although we're focused very much on this Helmy Asman Anupab battle, Adnan Chaputra is starting to make a move. There we see it. Kazma has been leading the way. Has been in the leading group right from the very start, but Adnan Chaputra looks like he wants to have a little look on the inside. Decides not to. He knows he's got time. Adnan is the only man with podium positions in both races so far this season. Looking good for 3 podiums in a row. But will it be 1, 2 or 3?
Well, we know his determination. He's shown it all the way through last season. This is his 3rd season now in Supersports.
Runner-up in this category last season, Adnan Chaputra for Astra Honda Racing. But Kazma is back on form. Kazma is back feeling confident. I saw him racing Underbone 150s a couple of weeks ago, Kazma, and he went there as well, in the rain.
That's it. Variety is the spice. We're talking about him stepping down from Superbikes to 600s, but yeah, that's another big leap down to Underbones.
And now he's under pressure from Adnan Chaputra. And Adnan is just beginning to put the pressure on Kazma Daniel, who loves these confrontations, but sometimes buckles under the pressure. Behind them, Anupab has got right the way close there to, well, Wayuaji Chilaksana, Wayu Nugroho has dropped down.
Yeah, but yeah, that's Tanat ahead of him.
Brilliant race by Anupab to get himself up into P5.
Yeah, and he's just outpacing Helmmy Asman right now. Helmy's pace was so hot earlier.
Best lap time still belongs to Kazma Daniel, but Anupab is closed right in on Tanat Longpliao. And then he'll have Karolidon Paui in his sights. All the while, though, Helmmy Asman hasn't been dropped by Anupab. Helmy's not out of this for P5, and there's still time. There's still 2 laps after these 2 long straights.
Yeah, best lap is with Anupab,
who's up into P4.
He goes past his countryman Tanat Longpliao, or does he?
He's able to hold on.
He's got the grunt out of the corner there.
Anupab up into P4. Kazma still leads. Karolidon Paui's looking interested once again on the tail end of Adnan Chaputra. Anupab, he can't get onto the tail of the front 3. He couldn't go from back to front, could he?
He was the fastest rider on track again that lap. So yeah, 2 laps, 2 long laps, mind you. Maybe he can close down and put himself in podium contention. Oh, this is so absorbing. Oh look, he's getting really close now to Kip for that final podium place.
Kazma Daniel still leads the way. Kazma will be very aware of Adnan Chaputra right on his back wheel. Meantime, Karolidon Paui, he thought, the front 3 I think, thought they had this all to themselves. A look over the shoulder there from Adnan. That shows you that they're aware that there's something going on behind them.
It's a 4-way podium battle now.
Helmmy, who served his long penalty, he won't have to serve that tomorrow.
Yeah, Adnan wants to get through on Kazma and try and make his position safe, try to get the win.
We've got a lap and a half to go, and the 6 who can genuinely think of a podium. I'm not counting Anupab out of going all the way from back to front, you know, because he's putting pressure on Karolidon Paui. Maybe we're just 1 lap short for Anupab to really complete this, as once again Kazma tries to hold on. He's looking for back-to-back wins, Kazma Daniel. Adnan Chaputra is looking for his 2nd win of the season. Anupab has a look on the inside of Karolidon Paui and goes through on the inside. Anupab takes Kip and moves into P3.
Under pressure there. Kip just got out of shape under the pressure from Anupab. Anupab maybe got an extra 10th a lap from just sheer grit.
Adnan Chaputra genuinely interested in any gap being left by Kazma. Kazma needs to be as tight as he possibly can be. He is around 2 and 3. He's under pressure, Kazma Daniel, for Hong Leong Yamaha Racing, but he's ridden a beautiful race so far, as has Adananta. Kitsada is out in the meantime. Our focus is on Anupab. What a race, no matter where he finishes. What a race from Anupab Samun.
Yeah, attack from Anupab, attack from Adananta, and defence from Kazma. He's done a fantastic job in this race so far.
Kazma holds on. It's Yamaha, Honda, Yamaha. Honda in P4, or has Karel Dempawi lost P4? No, he's still holding on to it. Helmy Asman, meantime, can't get past Tanat. Kazma.
Oh, look at this.
Anupab on the inside as they come up the hill in P9. He made a move there. He certainly believes that he can do it. Anupab Samun, it's been brilliant from the Bike 500. It's been excellent from Kazma, though, who's been under pressure for most of this race and is still holding on to P1. Kazma Daniel ahead of Adananta Putra. It's Malaysia, it's Indonesia, it's Thailand. It's down to these two final straights.
This is such a test that Kazma's been under, and so far it's all been good. You can see Adananta coming out of the dirty air. This is where the decision is going to be made.
Adananta goes on the outside, Anupab on the inside. Can Kazma get a ride out? Adananta Putra has left it late, and Adananta Putra points to #1 ahead of Kazma and ahead of Anupab Sana, Karel Dempawi and Helmy Asman. Wonderful, wonderful from Adananta. Heartbreak for Kazma Daniel.
That was